Hello everyone and welcome back to another live CSI gaming video. Today we are going to be continuing our series of the introduction to the Pokemon TCG. We were lucky enough to be able to find one of these Pokemon Battle Academies, which is selling out very quickly in our area. As you can see, this one was picked up at a local GameStop here. I guess this is going to be a bit of a product review as well as our continuation to our introduction to the TCG game. So we have our top view of our product here. Little side view. It does include a Raichu, a Charizard, and a Mewtwo deck to help teach you, which is definitely a nice little go-to, fun, easy to learn product. Then on the back of our box here, it gives us a little introduction to what we have in the box. So, the Pokemon TCG Battle Academy includes 3 complete Pokemon TCG decks, 60 cards each. Each deck includes a powerful special Pokemon, either Charizard GX, Raichu GX, or Mewtwo GX. 2 tutorial guides to play right away. 1 2-player game board, 3 deck boxes to keep your cards organized, 1 rule book, 1 metallic or large metallic coin, a set of damage counters, and a code card for the Pokemon TCG Online. So let's break on into our box here. It's a little hard to fit everything on screen here, but we're going to try our damnedest. So, there we go. So first off, it comes with our game board, opposed to the paper versions of the board that you would get with any starter deck. It has your basic field layout, your bench, your prize cards, deck, discard pile, active Pokemon, and then what you can do during your turn. So, this being an important step as to how to play the TCG, we are certainly going to go over it. So, at the beginning of your turn, you draw a card. You must do this at the beginning of every turn. You put a basic Pokemon onto your bench, as many as you want. You can attach 1 energy card to one of your Pokemon only once per turn. You can retreat your active Pokemon only once per turn. Evolve as many Pokemon as you want. Play your trainer card as many as you want, but only 1 supporter card per turn. And you can attack with your active Pokemon. If you cannot attack, tell your opponent your turn is over. Now it is your opponent's turn. So that's our brief overview of our game board here. For our purposes, we are going to be using our cloth playmat. Let me get you all set back up on our nifty little tripod here. So, diving back into our box, we have the how to play guides. So we have our how to play guides for our Pikachu deck, our Charizard deck. We have our damage counters and our GX counters. These ones are actually pretty nice compared to the ones that you get in the starter decks, as these are double-sided. And then we have our Mewtwo Advanced Deck Rulebook, as well as our large playing coin. Got that nice little rainbow metallic finish to it from the Pokemon Company, obviously. Then we have our 3 decks. Let me get this box out of the way. And then we will go into our decks. So we'll start out with our Pikachu deck. So our Pikachu deck is going to feature a Raichu GX, a Cynthia, Electabuzz, Great Ball, an Alolan Raichu, a Pikachu, a Hau, an Electrive, a Switch, a Bug Catcher, a Cynthia, a Great Ball, our Thunder Energy, a Chansey, Bug Catcher, Blitzel, another Bug Catcher, some more Thunder Energy, another Hau, a Electabuzz, a Potion. Again, we're going to have a bunch of energy in the deck here. Great Ball, Tauros, Switch, Electric Energy, Electro Power, nice little tool item there. Another Hau, Electrive, Energy, Pikachu, Great Ball, Pokemon Fan Club, some more Energy, Bug Catcher, another Alolan Raichu, Cynthia, Zebstrika, Energy, alright, a Potion, a Blitzel, Energy, Zebstrika, another Pikachu, a Hau, a Tauros, and it looks like some more energy. Electabuzz, Chansey, and some more energy to round out our deck. A Pikachu and a Blitzel. So that is it for our Raichu GX deck. It's not a bad little combination there. It's nice that they give you these Pokemon themed deck boxes as well. So we have our Charizard, my personal favorite Pokemon. We have our Charizard GX, a Cynthia, Switch, Hau, Charmander, Great Ball, Pokemon Catcher, Kangaskhan, Hau, Charmeleon, Cynthia, a Salzol, Great Ball, Bug Catcher, a Moltres, Pokemon Fan Club, Flareon, Great Ball, Charmander, Hau, Switch, Charizard, Fire Energy, our first of many, Potion, Eevee, some more Fire Energy, Bug Catcher, Great Ball, Fire Energy, a Salandit, Charmeleon, Fire Energy, Hau, ooh, a Flareon, it's always nice, a Eevee, so we can evolve our Flareon, Welder, Fire Energy, a Salzol again, some more Fire Energy, Cynthia. Yet even more fire energy. A Celdit. Charmander. Charmeleon. Potion. A Celdit. More fire energy here. Oh. A Selzel. A Kangaskhan. And then a Charmander. And it looks like each one of these decks has its own specific deck symbol. That way, if you guys want to mix and match cards from specific decks into your other ones, you'll go ahead and know how to put it back together if you have any other friends that you'd like to teach to play the game. Comes in the nice Charizard deck box here. And then the Mewtwo deck being the advanced strategy for the box. So we have our Mewtwo GX. Beautiful card there. Pokemon Catcher. Psychic Energy, we're just gonna pass over those and not mention every single one of them. Potion, a Cynthia, a Mesprit, Great Ball, Bug Catcher, Switch, a Marini, Toxapex, Eevee, Hau, Potion, a Mew, a Espeon, Cynthia, Bug Catcher, Great Ball, a Marian, Snorlax, Cynthia, Toxapex, Hau, Great Ball, Eevee, Cresselia, Pokemon Catcher, Toxapex, Cynthia, Snorlax. I'm kind of feeling like this guy today. He just likes to eat and sleep, and that's been about my day. Nice little move there, too. Incredible snore. Try to wake up the entire house. A Hau, a Mew, a Bug Catcher, a Marian, a Espeon, another Cresselia, Great Ball, a Hau, a Switch, a Eevee, a Marini, and a Bug Catcher. That's actually not bad for everything you get with the set here. MSRP is for about $19.99. So it gets you into the game, gets you 3 great starter decks, as well as teaches you how to play. Let me go ahead and find our rule book here, and we will certainly go over that. I was going to say it looks like we're missing our online card code, but I just found it here. So we have our 3 decks and our trading coin. Looks like, we're going to start out with our Charizard deck. So that's the first one that it wants you to learn from. We'll go over the basics here. Alright. You are a Pokemon trainer. You and your opponent will face off in a Pokemon battle and try to knock out each other's Pokemon by attacking with your own Pokemon. The first player to knock out 4 of their opponent's Pokemon wins the game. That's not actually how the TCG is played, but we're going to go with that for our learning purposes here. The 2 booklets will guide you and your opponent through your first game of Pokemon trading card game. Each player takes one of the booklets and the cards that go with it. Just match up the picture to the cover of the booklet with the one on the card box. For tutorials, you can visit Pokemon.com/Battle Academy. What you'll need for this tutorial game goes over our little items we just reviewed. So for this one, they want you to use the Charizard and Pikachu deck, your damage counters, your coin, and of course your field. They give you your complete deck list for what is in the Charizard deck. I'll leave that here for just a second if you guys want to go over it. Alright, so on to the important stuff. Setting up to play. Put your deck in the spot labeled deck on the game board. Do not shuffle the deck, which for learning purposes is fantastic for this, but at the beginning of every official Pokemon game, you want to shuffle your deck and then offer it to your opponent to allow them to cut your deck. So, draw the top 7 cards of your deck. These cards become your hand. Play Charmander from your hand to the spot labeled active spot on the board. You will only play a basic Pokemon in this way. You'll see the word basic in the upper left-hand corner of the card featuring a basic Pokemon. Put the top 4 cards from your deck face down on the spots labeled prize cards on the left side of the game board. It does not matter which spots you choose. So, in an actual Pokemon trading card game, or an officially tournament one, you would start by shuffling your deck, placing down 6 prize cards instead of 4, and then drawing your initial hand of 7 cards. From there, you would play your basic Pokemon. If you do not have a basic Pokemon, you do have the option to mulligan and reshuffle your hand. If you do this, every time you choose to reshuffle your hand, your opponent gets to draw 1 additional card. It just goes over the steps here, how to take your first turns. As far as attaching energy to your Pokemon, you are only allowed to attach 1 energy per turn, not 1 energy per Pokemon per turn, but in specifically 1 energy per turn. Alright. It goes over what to do on our second turn, playing Pokemon on your bench, your third turn, and so on and so on. From here on, what is next? After you finish your guided game, you can reset the decks by putting them back in the order which you can find. Let me see, putting them in order with card number 1 on top of the deck, card number 2, 3, and so on. Follow the steps to set up the game and play again. This time, decide what you want to do each turn. Or, see if I can get the phone to camera to focus here. See, you can take the next step, shuffle your decks before you set up, so that you get different cards and have different choices each time you play. Once you feel comfortable playing this way, you can check out the advanced rulebook and the Psychic type Mewtwo deck. It goes over, again, what you can do during your turn and the steps that you take. First, you draw a card. You must do this at the beginning of every turn. If you do not have a card in your deck to draw, that is called decking out, and your opponent wins. Put a basic Pokemon onto your bench, as many as you want. You can attach 1 energy card to 1 of your Pokemon, only once per turn. You can retreat your active Pokemon once per turn if you choose to. You can evolve as many Pokemon as you want, unless you happen to be playing a Mega Evolution Pokemon. Once a Mega Evolution it hits the field, it has the stipulation on the card that your turn immediately ends. Alright, play the Pokemon Trainer games. As many as you want, but only one supporter per turn. That goes over our standard Charizard. Pikachu is essentially the same thing from the other perspective. We'll go over that here shortly. We have the same introduction that we had in the other one. You have your Pikachu deck list. Then it goes over your steps for how to play with the Pikachu deck. How to set up your bench, how to attach energy to your Pokemon, so on and so on. How to play your supporter cards. Alright, let's move on to our Mewtwo Advanced Rulebook. This is going to have a little bit more context than the others. So, stop here unless you've already finished the guided game. Welcome to the Advanced Rules. These rules will help you understand the terms associated with some of the more advanced play in the Pokemon trading card game. Play with the third deck. Once you're comfortable with the Lightning type Pikachu deck and the Fire type Charizard deck, you're ready for more advanced play. You can take the Psychic type Mewtwo deck as another option. Each player should shuffle their deck before each game and try these new advanced rules during play. Advanced play setup. It's nice that it goes over sportsmanship. Shake hands with your opponent. Flip a coin. The winner of the coin flip decides which player goes first. This is important because the player who goes first cannot attack or play a support card on their first turn. Shuffle your deck, then draw your top 7 cards. Check to see if you have any basic Pokemon in your hand. If you do not, see the mulligan section below. Put one of your basic Pokemon face down in your active spot. This will be your active Pokemon. When the game begins, in the guided game, you played them face up. You may put up to 5 basic Pokemon face down on your bench. In the guided game, you skipped this step and played your other basic Pokemon on later turns. Put the top 6 cards from your deck off to the side, face down as your prize cards. The guided game used only 4 prize cards for a shorter game. Both players flip their active and benched Pokemon face up and start the game. We have our mulligan guidelines. If you do not have a basic Pokemon in your first hand of 7 cards, show your cards to your opponent, shuffle them back into the deck, and then draw 7 new cards. Repeat if you still do not have any basic Pokemon. After you get a basic Pokemon, your opponent may draw a card for each time you drew a new hand. I wish we had that in Yu-Gi-Oh! So we have our index here. Give you guys a brief overview of that. Now, onto our glossary. Sorry about the cough, everyone. Getting over a little bit of a chest cold here. Active Pokemon. A player's active Pokemon is a Pokemon in their active spot. This Pokemon is used to attack. Each player can only have one active Pokemon at a time. If your active Pokemon is knocked out, move a new Pokemon from your bench to the active spot to replace it. If at any time your opponent has no more Pokemon in play, you win the game. Alright. The active spot. This space on the playmat is where your active Pokemon should be placed. It is in the center of the playmat, above the bench. Attacking. Attacking is when your active Pokemon with energy, an energy attached, uses one of its attacks on your opponent's Pokemon. There are 4 steps to attacking. Step number 1. Choose the attack you'd like to use and check to see if you have the correct number and type of energy attached to your Pokemon. For each energy symbol to the left of the attack name, you must have an energy card that matches the type. The colorless symbol is like a wild card. Any type of energy will work for a colorless energy. If you have the correct energy, announce which attack you're using. Step number 2. Check weaknesses and resistances. If your active Pokemon, this might affect how much damage the attack does. See checking weaknesses and resistances on page 21. We will get there eventually. Step number 3. Let's get our camera to refocus for you guys. Alright. Put the corresponding damage counters on your opponent's active Pokemon. Remember that effects from abilities and trainer cards can change the amount of damage a Pokemon takes. After your attack, check to see if you knocked out your opponent's Pokemon. If your opponent's Pokemon has damage counters on it equal to or greater than its HP, then that Pokemon is knocked out. If your Pokemon did not do enough damage to knock out your opponent's Pokemon, that's okay. Damage counters will remain on that Pokemon. Step 4. Resolve any additional effects of your Pokemon's attack. After you attack, your turn ends. Make sure you do everything else during your turn that you want to do before you attack. We're going to go into an attack example. Your active Pokemon is Charmander. Charmander's Scratch attack does 10 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon and requires 1 energy of any type. So it'll go over our card here. The attack name is called Scratch. Charmander needs 1 of any type of energy to perform this attack. Scratch does 10 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Charmander's other basic attack. Charmander needs 2 energy attached to this Pokemon, and 1 of them has to be a fire energy. This attack is called Flametail. Flametail does 20 damage to your opponent's active Pokemon. Now we're going into card types. The Pokemon trading card game is made up of 3 kinds of cards: Pokemon, energy cards, and trainer cards. The card types are shown on the top of the card. A Pokemon has its name across the top of the card. Energy cards say energy in the top left corner and show the energy type symbol in the top right corner. Trainer cards say trainer in the top left corner above the name of the card and the specific type of trainer card listed on the top right. Energy cards. Energy cards provide energy of a specific type that allows a Pokemon to use its attacks. When the card is attached, energy cards are not, or when the card is attacked, energy cards are not discarded when using an attack. Attaching an energy means placing it underneath an active or benched Pokemon. Energy comes in these types: grass, fire, water, electric, psychic, fighting, I believe that is dark, steel, and colorless. Energy cards are discarded from the Pokemon when it retreats. See retreating page 22. Special energy cards. In addition to basic energy cards that are found in these decks, there are also special energy cards. While these cards also provide energy, they often have additional effects or special rulings to follow. The text of each special energy card tells you how it works. The example they give us is a draw energy. This card provides one colorless energy. When you attach this card from your hand to a Pokemon, draw a card. Then we have our trainer cards. Trainer cards are useful cards that help you gain advantages in your game. Trainer cards come in 3 varieties: items, stadiums, and supporters. Each has a different advantage when you add them to your deck. We'll go over some examples of trainer cards. Item cards. Item cards are the most basic type of trainer cards. You play them during your turn, and you may play as many item cards as you like before you attack. After they are played, they generally go to the discard pile. Item cards, Pokemon tools. A Pokemon tool card is a special kind of item card. Instead of discarding it, you attach it to / put it underneath one of your Pokemon when it provides that Pokemon with a special effect. Each Pokemon can have only one Pokemon tool attached at a time. Pokemon tools cannot be removed once they're attached to a Pokemon, except with the effects of a card. If the Pokemon is knocked out, any Pokemon tool attached to it goes directly to the discard pile. Then we have our supporter cards. Similar to an item card, a supporter card can help you during your play. You can only play one supporter card during your turn. The player who goes first cannot play a supporter card on their first turn. We'll go into the importance of stadium cards here. Stadium cards are trainer cards that stay in play after you play them. Each stadium affects both players. Only one stadium can be in play at a time. If a new one comes into play, discard the old one and end its effects. You can play only one stadium card each turn. The effects of those stadium cards can be very beneficial or very devastating, depending on what you're playing. So we have our basic Pokemon on our bench. Let's see if we can get our camera to refocus here for you guys. Alright, so our bench is the bottom row in your play section, is the bench. This is where you play new basic Pokemon. It can hold up to 5 Pokemon. If you already have 5 Pokemon there, you cannot play a new basic Pokemon. Coin flips. If an attack or an ability requires a coin flip, you can flip a coin or roll a die to determine the outcome. If you roll a standard die, an even number is heads and an odd number is tails. Damage. The primary goal of most attacks is to damage an opponent's active Pokemon. The amount of damage done is the number listed on the right side of the card next to the attack name. If an opponent's attack does damage, the player places damage counters on the opponent's Pokemon. Damage is not removed from a Pokemon unless another card effect heals it. Damage remains on a Pokemon even if it is moved to the bench. If the damage on a Pokemon is ever equal to or greater than its HP, it is knocked out. Placing damage counters. Alright. Let's see here. If an effect refers to putting a damage counter on a Pokemon, each damage counter represents 10 damage. Placing damage counters is different from doing damage. It is not affected by weakness, resistance, or other effects that change the damage from attacks. Defending Pokemon. The defending Pokemon is the Pokemon in your opponent's active Pokemon spot. It is the target of your active Pokemon's attacks unless the attack says otherwise. And we'll get into our evolution step here. Some Pokemon evolve into other Pokemon. often larger Pokemon with bigger attacks and more HP. To evolve a Pokemon, you must have a Pokemon in your hand that says evolves from X, where X is the name of the Pokemon you have in play. You cannot evolve a Pokemon during the same turn you put it into play, including any evolution Pokemon you've already played during that turn. Also, you cannot evolve a Pokemon during your first turn. When a Pokemon evolves, it keeps all cards attached to it, energy cards, evolution cards, etc. Any damage counters on it, any effects of attacks, or special conditions affecting the Pokemon, such as asleep, confused, or poison, and when it evolves. A Pokemon cannot use the attacks or abilities of its previous evolution. Pokemon can be evolved while they are in the active Pokemon or on the bench. It gives us our evolution example of Charmander here. So on your first turn, you could play the basic Pokemon Charmander. Then on the following turn, you could evolve him into Charmeleon. And then on the turn following that, you'd be able to evolve him into Charizard. Go over the different types of Pokemon. So your basic Pokemon are labeled in the top left corner of the card. A basic Pokemon can be played directly from your hand to the bench. A Stage 1 Pokemon. A Stage 1 Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon that can be played on the correct basic Pokemon to evolve it. Charmeleon is a Stage 1 Pokemon that can be played on Charmander. Then Stage 2 Pokemon. A Stage 2 Pokemon is an evolution Pokemon that can be played on the correct Stage 1 Pokemon to evolve it. Charizard is a Stage 2 Pokemon that can be played on Charmeleon. Then we have our special Pokemon. Special Pokemon stand out from the rest, possessing special advantages and sometimes drawbacks. These are listed here. Very rarely do you see anybody play any Pokemon Break cards anymore, but we'll still go over them. Pokemon Break are Pokemon with a new stage, Break. A Pokemon Break has the Break logo next to its name. Playing this card counts as an evolution, so all normal evolution rules apply. A Pokemon Break keeps all the attacks and abilities of the previous evolution, plus its weaknesses, resistances, and retreat costs, but also gains a new powerful attack or ability and HP. Pokemon EX. Pokemon EX are basic Pokemon that have more HP and stronger attacks than regular Pokemon. A Pokemon EX has the EX logo on its name. For example, there they give us Charizard EX. When you knock out your opponent's Pokemon EX, you take 2 prize cards instead of 1. Now we move on to Pokemon GX. Pokemon GX are special Pokemon with a powerful GX attack. A Pokemon GX has the GX logo next to its name. Pokemon GX can be basic, Stage 1, or Stage 2. When you knock out your opponent's Pokemon GX, you take 2 prize cards instead of 1. Very similar to the EX rules there. They give us our Mewtwo GX as an example. GX attack. Every Pokemon GX has a powerful GX attack. This attack has a catch. You can only use 1 GX attack during the entire game. Even if you have lost lots of Pokemon GX in your deck, after you use GX attack, the turn is over. A special GX marker as a reminder that you cannot use another GX attack during this game. Tag Team Pokemon GX. A Tag Team Pokemon GX is a special kind of Pokemon GX that features 2 or more Pokemon working together. They're generally stronger than the normal Pokemon GX. Each one has a GX attack that gets a bonus if certain conditions are met. When you knock out your opponent's tag team Pokemon GX, take 3 prize cards instead of 1. We have Pokemon V. Pokemon V are powerful basic Pokemon with big HP and strong attacks. A Pokemon V has a V logo next to the name of the Pokemon. If you knock out your opponent's Pokemon V, take 2 prize cards instead of 1. Then we have Pokemon V Max. Pokemon V Max are very strong evolutions. Pokemon that evolve from specific Pokemon V. A Pokemon V Max has the V Max logo next to its name. Most Pokemon V Max have at least 300 HP, making them very difficult to take down in battle. If you knock out your opponent's V Max, take 3 prize cards instead of 1. Down to Prism Star. Prism Star cards are powerful cards with a couple of special rules. You can only have 1 copy of each Prism Star card in your deck. If a Prism Star card would go to the discard pile during play, it is instead put in the Lost Zone. See the Lost Zone on page 18. It's very similar to our Banished Zone in Pokemon or Magic. We go into our parts of a turn, which we have gone over previously. I'll slowly leave that on screen here. If any of you would like to pause and go over it. Goes into how to retreat your Pokemon, how to use abilities, attacking, and then ending your turn. Now on to regional variant Pokemon. Alright, some Pokemon have different forms that are specific to the region where they live. These Pokemon often have different appearances and types in the original form. A regional variant Pokemon has a different card name than the original Pokemon. For example, Meowth and Alolan Meowth and Galarian Meowth all have different names, so when building a deck, you can include 4 copies of each. Alolan Pokemon. Alolan Pokemon are from the Alola region. The word Alolan is part of the Pokemon's name, which limits the Pokemon it can evolve into, since a Pokemon can only evolve from the one that is listed on its card. And it gives us our Alolan Meowth and our Alolan Persian. So our Alolan Persian cannot evolve from our basic Meowth. We have Galarian Pokemon. Galarian Pokemon are from the Galar region. The word Galar is part of the Pokemon's name, which limits the Pokemon it can evolve into, since a Pokemon can only evolve from one that is listed on its card. It gives us our Galarian Ponyta and Rapidash there. The Lost Zone. Any cards that are put into the Lost Zone are removed from play and set aside. Each player should keep track of their own Lost Zone by keeping the card in a separate pile, similar to their discard pile. Some cards may refer to cards that are put into the Lost Zone, but they are otherwise not used again in the game. We have our parts of a Pokemon card. Let's see. Give you guys the basic here. Goes over our Pokemon, HP, card name, stage of evolution, ability, our expansion symbol, and collector card number. So, Abilities. Some Pokemon have abilities. An ability is different from an attack. Each ability is different, so read carefully to see how each one works. Some you have to choose to activate. Some work only if a condition is met, or a certain time in a turn. Others work all the time. Be sure to announce which abilities you are using so your opponent knows what you're doing. Abilities do not count as attacks, so your Pokemon may still attack after using an ability. You can use abilities from both your benched and active Pokemon. And it's going to go into our HP. HP, which stands for hit points, is the amount of damage a Pokemon can take before it is knocked out. HP is shown in the top right corner of the Pokemon. If a Pokemon has damage on it equal to or greater than its HP, it is knocked out. Alright. So we have our Pokemon checkup. Alright. Pokemon checkup happens after your turn is complete, before your opponent starts their turn. A Pokemon checkup is when you take care of special conditions. During a Pokemon checkup, take the following actions to prepare for the next turn. Take care of any special conditions on your Pokemon in this order: poisoned, burned, asleep, and paralyzed. If your active Pokemon is poisoned, now is when it takes damage from the poison. Put a poison damage counter on your active Pokemon. If your active Pokemon is burned, now is when it takes damage from the burn. Put 2 damage counters on your active Pokemon, and then flip a coin. If you flip heads, the Pokemon recovers, and you remove the burn marker. The damage counters stay on the Pokemon. If your active Pokemon is asleep, flip a coin. If you flip heads, the Pokemon wakes up. Turn it right side up. If you flip tails, your Pokemon will remain asleep until the next Pokemon checkup. When your active Pokemon becomes paralyzed, it will recover during the Pokemon checkup after your next turn. Return the card to its original position. So, I'm going to go into checking weaknesses and resistances. The bottom left corner of the card shows whether a Pokemon has a weakness or a resistance. Weakness. Most Pokemon have weaknesses. If your Pokemon has a weakness to a certain type, that means it will take double damage from that type of Pokemon in battle. If the energy symbol next to the Pokemon's weakness matches the type of your opponent's attacking Pokemon, it will take more damage from the attack. Check and apply weaknesses before checking and applying resistances. The example it gives us is our Grookey takes 2 times fire damage. Resistances. Some Pokemon have resistances. If your Pokemon has a resistance to a certain type, that means it will take less damage from that type of Pokemon. In battle, if the energy symbol next to the Pokemon's resistance matches the type of the opponent's attacking Pokemon, it will take less damage from the attack. Now we go into our prize cards. Each player starts with 6 prize cards. When an opponent's Pokemon is knocked out, you take a prize card. The first player to take all of the prize cards wins. Some Pokemon, like Pokemon GX or Pokemon V, award more than 1 prize card for a knocked out. The rule is shown in the bottom right corner of the card. Now retreating. Retreating a Pokemon lets you move a Pokemon out of the active Pokemon spot and switch it with a Pokemon on your bench. On most turns, you probably will not retreat your Pokemon. To retreat your active Pokemon, you must discard 1 energy from it for each colorless energy shown in its retreat cost at the bottom right of the card. If no retreat cost is listed, you may retreat your Pokemon for free. When a Pokemon retreats, all of its damage counters remain on it. but it recovers from the special conditions Burn, Confused, and Poisons. All effects of attackers are also removed. Now we go into our special conditions. First off, Asleep. A Pokemon is asleep when it is hit with an attack that states your opponent's active Pokemon is now asleep. To show that your Pokemon is asleep, turn it counterclockwise 90 degrees. The top of the card goes to the left for asleep. A Pokemon that is asleep cannot attack or retreat. During the checkup, which happens between turns, flip a coin to see if your Pokemon wakes up. If you flip heads, your Pokemon recovers, and you can turn it right side up. If you flip tails, it remains asleep. Burned. A Pokemon is burned when it is hit with an attack that states your opponent's active Pokemon is now burned. To show that your opponent is burned, put a burn marker on it. During your opponent's checkup, put 2 damage counters on the burned Pokemon, and then flip a coin. If heads, the Pokemon recovers, and you can remove the burn marker. The damage counters stay on the Pokemon. A Pokemon cannot have 2 burn markers. If an attack gives it another burn marker, the new burn condition simply replaces the old one. On to Confused. A Pokemon is confused when it is hit with an attack that states your opponent's active Pokemon is now confused. To show that your Pokemon is confused, turn the card to point towards you. A confused Pokemon can hurt itself when it uses an attack. Before attacking with a confused Pokemon, flip a coin. If the coin is heads, the attack works normally. If the coin is tails, your Pokemon hurts itself instead of attacking. Put 3 damage counters on your confused Pokemon. Your opponent's Pokemon takes no damage because the attack did not work. On to Paralyzed. A Pokemon is paralyzed when it hits with an attack that states your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed. To show your opponent's active Pokemon is now paralyzed, that Pokemon is turned clockwise 90 degrees. The top of the card goes to the right for Paralyzed. A paralyzed Pokemon cannot attack or retreat. After your next turn, your Pokemon will recover during the Pokemon checkup. We get a nice little Galarian Ponyta there. Now on to Poison. A Pokemon is poisoned when it is hit with an attack that states your opponent's active Pokemon is now poisoned. To show that a Pokemon is poisoned, put a poison marker on it. A Pokemon cannot have 2 poison markers. If it becomes poison again, the new poison condition replaces the old one. Alright. How to recover from special conditions. Alright. Evolving a Pokemon or moving it to the bench removes all special conditions. The only special condition that prevents Pokemon from retreating are asleep and paralyzed. Since asleep, confused, and paralyzed all rotate Pokemon card, whichever one happened last to the Pokemon is the only one that is still in effect. Since poison and burn use markers, those do not affect other special conditions, and an unfortunate Pokemon could be burned, paralyzed, and poisoned all at the same time. That'd be very unfortunate. Winning. You can win the game in 3 ways. Take all 6 of your prize cards. Knock out all your opponent's Pokemon in play. If your opponent has no cards in their deck at the beginning of their turn, sometimes there is a rare case where both players win at the same time. In that case, you play a short game called Sudden Death. Let's go into our Sudden Death rules. Sudden Death is used to determine the winner in the case of a tie. This is a short game. The first person to take one prize card wins. What is next? This game is just a part of the world of Pokemon trading card game. Thousands of other cards have been made for the game, and there are lots of other Pokemon TCG deck products that you can find to expand your collection and give you more opinion or options when playing. You can find more cards inside booster packs, and if you open cards that you think would be good in your deck, you can remove a card from your deck and put in a new card in its place. A deck always has to have exactly 60 cards. In addition to playing at home, you can participate in your local Pokemon League to meet other players, get tips on deck building and battling. You can also visit the Pokemon TCG website to learn more about other cards that are available and to find out how to play the Pokemon TCG online. And that wraps up our advanced rulebook. All in all, this is a nice product to get into if you want to learn the game. Again, it's available at most major retailers as well as your local gaming shops. They usually retail for around $19.99 to the $25 range, depending on where you buy it. That gives you your 3 decks, your coin, your damage counters, as well as your GX counters, and your advanced and basic rulebooks. The nice thing about this is you can pick this up, learn to play over the weekend with your buddies, and then go out to your local LGS shop and pick it up from there. It's really not a hard game to learn how to play. The majority of the time you're going to spend, honestly, is collecting the cards to build your deck. Like most trading card games, it is a better option to do your research, see what's being played competitively, and kind of go from there. We will have one more kind of addition to our how to play the Pokemon trading card game, where we'll go into a mock game if I can find somebody who is willing to come over and help during the whole Corona period. If not, then we will kind of just be playing a one-sided game on our end, like we did with our Speed Duels introduction, where we'll just be drawing some cards and playing some test hands. I'd like to thank you all for coming out and joining us tonight. You can follow us on our Facebook page here, or if you're watching on YouTube, we'd like to invite you to subscribe, hit the like button, turn on the notification bells to get announcements for all future videos, products, and upcoming events that CSI Gaming will be hosting. We are currently selling on tcgplayer.com. You can find us under our seller name, CSI Gaming. And for any additional information, if you guys need to get in contact with us, you can always send us an email. Get in contact with us via Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. And we'd like to thank you all again for joining us, for coming out for our introduction to the Pokemon Trading Card Game Part 2. Have a fantastic evening, and we will see you all next time.